Um, yeah, I mean, there's coyotes and tarantulas and snakes and all those fun things out here, but coyotes aren't really anything to be concerned about out here. They just run off, but it's still something that's moving out at night, that's looking at you and wanting to come into your camp. So it messes with your head a little bit sometimes. We did the Bradshaw Trail, and these foxes came into our camp. It was really cool, but yeah, it's in your head at night when you're sleeping. What are the foxes doing now? What are they getting into? So definitely interesting. But yeah, the ride out here, the temperature changed quite a bit once I got in the 78, and it was a lot better. The wind was still there, but the temperature went up by like 5 degrees, so it was a lot more comfortable. I was really happy about that, because having to come out here, it just there was a couple storms that came through that no one expected to. The cloud black and ominous on the way out here. And the last place you want to be is in a wash when it's going to rain. They kind of broke up and everything looked good, but when you're in a wash, and it doesn't have to rain here for a flash flood. It can rain up in the mountains and not rain and drop here, and the water will come through here, and before you know it, you're in trouble. I've been in that. I've been in some flash floods, and one of my friends, their Jeep got washed down a wash sideways because the flash flood came and hit it, and we were all out there. Some of us were on quads, some was on bikes, and everybody was fine, but that's the experience that you talk about. We still talk about it. That was 20 years ago. So definitely one of those things that you talk about and remember. And it was just crazy. The rain was just coming down like crazy. And out here, most of the trails are washes. So once those fill up, there's nowhere to go. You can't get from point A to point B without going into a wash. The truth of the matter is that if you wait, and that could be overnight, the water will subside, everything runs out to Salton Sea, and then it's done. You know what to do, and it was dark. It got dark on us, and we'd gotten separated in our group because of the flash flood. So we had the Jeeps that were up on one side over kind of near an area called Lincoln Patch, and we were on another crossover trail, I think is what it's called, cut across trail, crossover trail, I'm not sure. And but everybody got out okay. We ended up leaving 2 bikes behind, hiding them in the bushes, and then coming back the following day to try and get them as they quit running. And the riders that were on them didn't have enough experience to ride in those conditions. But that's the excitement of coming out to these places and experiencing what Mother Nature can do. She always wins. It doesn't matter what you do. You can slow her down, but she always wins. And it's pretty impressive at times. I've been in one flash flood, which was, I wouldn't say totally unexpected, but kind of a surprise. And then I've been in one where the rangers actually came down and told us that it was coming, and we actually got to play in it. It was small. It was a small one, but it was neat because you'd ride into it, and then you'd get up just a little bit ahead of it, and it would catch up to you, and then the water would start eroding the dirt from underneath you, and you could feel your bike sinking. Then you take off and go ahead, and it was bringing down debris and all kinds of stuff with it. So that made it real interesting. It was neat to see. I wouldn't want to be in a really bad one, but to get to see one on a small scale was pretty cool. So, but I don't think we're going to have that problem today. And the wind's kind of dying down, so I think I'm going to start working on dinner because it's like 7:30, almost 8 o'clock, and I'm hungry. I need to eat. I should probably finish my rum and coke first. I have one more doctor prescribed, and after that I'll probably be in bed early tonight. Really hoping to sleep late and get a good night's sleep. The wind doesn't bother me at night. If it blows, it doesn't really bother me. That's fine. It's like white noise. I'm sure you're probably hearing a lot of it right now. Moved my tripod over a couple times. I'm not sure if I'll edit that out or not. I do have to report that I did not fall off the bike trying to get off. Trying to get on the bike at the house, my foot got caught on one of the bags. That's all that really matters. Alright, let's see what we can do about getting dinner. Let's see how this goes. I don't really like this pan. I got it from Big Five. I don't know who makes it. It was really cheap, so I guess you get what you pay for sometimes. But it can't even really support itself with the handle. So, a little disappointing. But yeah, we'll get this chili warmed up and we'll dump some Fritos in it. And we'll have Frito pie without the cheese. Sorry to disappoint everybody. I'm sure I'm the one mostly disappointed. So far, the one thing I forgot was that. So, I can live with that. I think that might be a little too high. I don't think we want it that high. We want to simmer it. But yeah, I really wanted to make a steak or something like that. You know, I just kind of wanted to keep it pretty simple. It was getting more and more complicated, and every time I turn around, there was something else that was kind of telling me not to go on this trip. So far, nobody wants to camp in the wind. Even when you're in a trailer, it's definitely more bearable because obviously you have a place to hide. This wind's not bad. This is fine. But you know, this is probably 12 to 15 mile per hour winds is what they said. When it gets up in, and it's not ideal, I assure you. When it gets up into the 20s, yeah, I don't even like driving the trailer in that. It's just too hazardous. The fifth wheel handles it a little better. But go behind trailer, it can be a little challenging at times. But if you, once you get past S2 and out onto the 79, the canyons kind of block a lot of it, and so you're usually okay. It's just getting to that point. I've seen a couple trailers that were on the side of the road that were nothing but toothpicks. I don't know what really happened to them, but I can tell you this: if you do crash your toy hauler, there ain't gonna be much left. So you definitely got to be careful. And I've actually spent an extra night out here a couple times because I didn't feel like it was a safe environment to drive in. One time I drove my wife out here and her mom, my son, and I took the trailer back because I didn't turn out the truck back, and they had a car there in case there was an emergency. But I had driven back. I couldn't get time off from work, so they stayed out here all week, and then I came back the following weekend and picked them up. But that week there were a couple days that the wind was so bad that they actually closed 78, the freeway, because you couldn't see. You literally could not see what was going on. And my son, who was, I don't know, maybe 10 at that time, was doing a really good job of going out and tightening down the stabilizers, because the wind would blow out the wind would blow the sand out from underneath the stabilizers. And so eventually the trailer would start moving again, so you had to tighten it down again, otherwise it would not stay stable. So definitely he did a good job with stuff like that. They're not going to learn unless you let them do these things. So anyway, but yeah, let's see, is this hot? So far I like this little cod floor stove. It's cheap. I did a video on it, but it's like 20 bucks. And I don't care if it gets smashed. I don't care if I destroy it. It'll even use like propane canisters, like you would use with a regular camping stove. I'm not talking like with your barbecue. It'll use those. It's got an adapter for it. Yeah, I think this is going to be alright. I wish I had the cheese. I am a little disappointed that there's no cheese. Let's see. The wind has died down to where it just gusts every now and then. But we'll see how it goes. It's getting late. Just enough light to finish up cooking dinner. I'm going to shut the stove off. Add some Fritos. I've got Frito scoops. They're not exactly ideal. Iron, i.e. sand, in my diet. You know how much I'm missing my sand in my diet. So, I'm having a problem with the GoPro that every time I turn it off and I turn it back on, it goes into a different mode. Not because I'm just pushing the button down too slow. I don't know why it's doing it. But I forgot I had it with the GoPro. And I think I'm going to try and get a 360 IC3 or something. I forget what it's called. I've lost so much footage. I guess that's what happens when you put it on a stove, right? I like the GoPros, they're tough. I'm shooting all this on a Hero 3 Plus. I know it's old, sorry. I didn't realize how bad the quality was until I had to mix my footage with my friend's camera. But it does care when they put one out that it has glitches. There's never any real fix for it. Although I totally understand why they don't care about a Hero 3 Plus. Some of the newer ones I would think they would care about. But I don't think they do. I really think they already got your money. And they're happy about that. But as with competition with anything, somebody better is going to come along. Ooh, hot. They're really good, by the way. Cheese on this. Even if you just have a piece of sliced cheese, by the time it melts and you mix it all up, it's really good. Definitely fills you up and warms you up. It's supposed to be in the low 40s tonight. Should be good sleeping weather. Finish it. If anybody's interested, apparently I left my Lucy light in Coyote Canyon. I'm sure by now it's either like really charged up good, or somebody else has already found it. My wife had just got me a replacement for it. That was a little disappointing, but again, it's like $20. So, not the end of the world. What was disappointing was that was really the first time I'd ever used it. I don't know what happened to it. Pretty good about looking around my camp area to make sure I've gotten everything, particularly trash. I never found it. Well, I never noticed it was missing, I should say. I didn't even notice it until weeks or months later. I went to do another camp out. It was gone. I couldn't find it anywhere. So the only thing I can think of is it's still out there. This is a very quick, very easy meal. Get the chili with the pull tab. I think this was Skaggs. Stag chili, country brand. Whatever kind of chili you want, but this definitely, the pull tab. The only thing I don't like about the can is now you got this can that you have to haul off. Steel, so you can't really crush them down. Well, that's kind of a bummer, but have a good, easy meal. And what'd that take, 5 minutes? Oh. The only part that's going to be a bummer is cleaning this up, because I think I forgot my dude wipes. I haven't haven't seen them. But I can boil water and clean it up the best I can that way. And then dirt's a great cleaner. Then boil water, do it again, rinse it out real good. This is not a non-stick pan, it's just, I guess, stainless steel. So it's not going to hurt it. Matter of fact, the dirt will probably help polish it. So whatever I cooked in it last time, I must have burned it a little bit. Waited till I got back. So, sorry, the light's not very steady. It's hanging on a tree, which is blowing in the wind. But if you're planning on doing a real quick overnighter, and maybe you didn't have time to do a lot of prep, this is the way to go. I wonder if I have an extra sock to clean this with. Partially just kidding. But yeah, that is the part that I'm not happy about. I'm trying to clean this up. I am full, and it was good. Well, the wind's kind of died down a bit, so we're gonna see if we can have a fire here. Have a fire, especially when you're on a bike, you're pretty limited. So we'll see how this works. But I think it's gonna work okay. Sorry, you're a little crooked there. I'm almost afraid to move it because it doesn't seem to be working very well. Oh. See if that stuff catches. I did have my Dude wipes, and although they're really dry, put a little bit of water on them. Did clean that pan up pretty good. I wouldn't say it's bomb sanitized, but certainly Adventure Rider sanitized. And you got to be careful because everything you leave out attracts the Yotes. So we'll put that there. Put the chips tent with me, because that's where I want the coyotes, in my tent. The tent's full of sand because the wind's been blowing sand into my tent. But that's the way it goes. Yeah, but everything else is good. still haven't seen the moon. I'm guessing because maybe the clouds are hiding it. I don't know. But yeah, pretty good. So we'll see what happens next. Tomorrow morning it's oatmeal. Nothing exciting. Kind of what this trip was about. Well, it's about 10 o'clock now. Got pretty much everything stowed where I want it. And hopefully things won't blow away. Those are kind of tied to that table. Blocking a lot of that wind. And I think I'm going to call it a night. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. And it'll be breakfast time. It's kind of a rough night. The wind blew most of the night. Blew my fire pit over. Blew my pots and pans over. Yeah, it was supposed to die down, but it didn't. My tent's full of sand. But that's typical. Not surprising. All in all, I slept pretty good. I woke up about 5 this morning. I have a little Bofang radio, and I take the antenna off of that and then put it on FM, and it just picks up white noise, just static. And it'll go all night like that. But around 5 o'clock, the battery was going low. I don't know, in Japanese, Korean or something. I think it was saying battery low, and then it shut off. So yeah, I gotta gather up my things, and I think I'm gonna pack up the tent first and get that taken care of, and then maybe make some breakfast. Pulled the battery out of the GoPro to kind of reset it. Hopefully that's gonna fix the problem. You can actually put the water in these little bags and get it from there. I have way too much water. Some of my trash. Don't leave your trash behind. Don't leave anything behind. Yeah, it came out okay. Drained off a little excess water. Bananas and cream. Today there wasn't supposed to be any wind. I'm hoping that once I get out of this canyon, maybe it won't be so windy. But we'll see. The only really bad spot is on S2. It's so flat. It's open, you're exposed. But I think there's hardly anybody out here this weekend. Because this is May 9th, something like that. And yeah, you shouldn't be. It should be too hot right now. So next weekend, today's the high, or yesterday the high was 81. Next weekend on Saturday, it's supposed to be 100. So I think that's it for the desert. It's gonna be all up in the mountains now. places later into May, and you're usually pretty good. But I think after June, you're done there too. No, at least I am. I don't like, once it starts hitting 90, it's not like 90 at home. All this white sand and stuff reflects the heat, and you're in your gear, and sometimes it's okay if you're riding, but as soon as you stop, it just gets brutally hot. And I just get concerned about my bike in those kind of temperatures too. Figure your bike's trying to run at 180 degrees, and it's almost 100 degrees already. So you don't get that cooling effect that you need. Anyway, I'm going to clean this up and then pack up the rest of my gear. Big rock. Yeah, it's still really windy up here. Real windy. It's gonna be a heck of a ride home. Well, pretty soon I'll be hitting the pavement, and just a 2-hour drive home. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Click the like button and subscribe. Go hit the trails.